Let's welcome in via Skype from London, England, your friend and mine, Dan Hardy. He'll be ringside calling the Mayweather versus McGregor action for Sky Sports. So, Dan, is it surreal to know you're going to be a part of the biggest event in combat sports history, my friend?
Yes, it is. It's very surreal. You know, I'd already had in my head that I was going to sit on the sofa on my own at 4 o'clock in the morning with the little dog and just watch it nice and peaceful and just absorb it all from a distance. But you know, to be in there and to actually have a voice on a broadcast is pretty special.
You know, every guy in this business that does commentary, is an analyst, wants in on the gig, but then you're in. Were you surprised when you got the call?
Yes, I was. I did a couple of interviews for Sky Sports. I think the whole turnaround of them confirming that they were going to be the pay-per-view broadcaster, I think it was quite a fast turnaround. So they contacted me on the same day that it was announced, asked me if I could speak on the news. They were going to send a camera crew to me, and we ended up doing it over Skype like this, and it was good. I think they got a lot of feedback from the MMA community, which obviously, you know, on the Sky broadcast has been very quiet because they don't show the UFC. So I think they were surprised by the reaction of the MMA community, and they thought that, you know, if they can bring me in and possibly balance the broadcast out a little bit, we'll try and do this thing justice.
You know, Dan, this really is a fascinating fascinating fight to break down. And when I see Conor's keys, the way I see it is he's got to do something unusual. He can't go out there and just box someone like Floyd Mayweather. He has to use some kind of guerrilla tactic, some unusual approach, and probably attack that lead side of Floyd Mayweather. He obviously uses that Philly shell. He drops that lead hand. If we have seen Floyd caught with a big shot, it's been on that side. How do you see the keys for Conor in this one?
You're very correct. I think he has to stay unpredictable. You know, Floyd's beat 49 boxers. He's never beaten MMA fighters. So this is Conor's opportunity to show him something different. You know, step in there with, you know, stand slightly outside of boxing range for a start. That would be my first advice to him, because Floyd's used to having to step, you know, 3 or 4 inches forward to land a punch. If he has to cover more than 6 or 7 inches, that's going to start getting uncomfortable for him. And obviously with Conor having the longer reach, he can capitalize on that as he's moving forward. So I think there are a lot of advantages to not being a boxer in this one, because that's never worked in a Floyd Mayweather fight before.
Dan, we have talked about this fight the entire show. One thing we haven't talked about much is how defined the line is right now. Boxers are with boxers, MMA guys are with MMA guys. You're at Sky Sports now, where you say they don't show the UFC too much. Are you being a defender of mixed martial arts boxing right now, having to do that? Are you having to fight for all of mixed martial arts at Sky Sports?
You know, that they've been very open to us. They seem very intrigued by the whole situation, as are a lot of people. It's a difficult one, because I don't want to be the voice of mixed martial arts in this broadcast. I want to come in as a lover of combat sports, of all combat sports, and to just give this an objective opinion.
Dan, has all this excitement tempted you to get back into the octagon?
You know what? Yes, it has. Just every time I think about it, I'm shadowboxing. I'm dancing around my hotel room thinking about Mayweather's stance and what he's going to do. Then I think about Conor's stance and think about his options. You know, I'm learning so much throughout this process. And although at the moment we're focused on a couple of UFC shows, we've got Inside the Octagon for 215 coming up, and UFC Breakdown for Rotterdam. My focus has been on them this week, but once we've finished filming tomorrow, I'm switching over to boxing for the rest of the time. So I love it. I'm learning so much. And because they're such polarizing characters and such huge superstars in their sport, it just raises the stakes, which means it's like the Super Bowl. You know, you get the best performance under that kind of pressure.
Well, you've always been a student of the game, man. Thank you for your time, and have fun out there, dude.
I will do. Good to talk to you guys.